Alright, I'm just going to run over everything as fast as possible. I recorded this once and my mic was off, so that was cool. First of all, I don't see shipment in the game. Shoot House is definitely in, but there's no shipment playlist that I see, which is fine. I mean, Shoot House is cool. So you have 3 new guns. I'll just give you the quick little rundown. I'll show builds after. This sniper's like pretty clunky. I have stability laser on here, and it still has a whole lot of idle sway. Although it has a whole lot of scope too. That's more scope than I can personally handle. I don't know how much scope you guys can deal with, but that's a lot of scope. So it might be exaggerated by that, but it definitely feels like there's a good amount of idle sway. Yeah, there is. But it doesn't shoot fast, doesn't ADS fast. It's not particularly mobile. It's very loud. So yeah, I'm thinking it's probably like a Warzone gun. Like, it's going to have high damage range, high damage, high bullet velocity. It's probably going to be your Warzone sniper. As far as 6v6 goes, that should probably be the last sniper you're thinking about. So this is the Bass. It's the SMG. And that was me primarily. But it has a lot of horizontal recoil on it. It's very difficult to control. If I didn't miss my first shots, though, it would be easier, wouldn't it? My first shot's on a target that's not moving. But yeah, it's kind of a slower sub without the advantages the other slow subs have, like the mini-back, P90, the Hurricane. It's just very difficult to control that recoil. But you know, all those guns have 20 more bullets and they're slower. This gun, not so much. Yeah, if you want to try and take this long barrel off there to make it like actually feel like a sub, then it's quite a bit of recoil. So yeah, and even then, you know, all that to make it feel like a mini-back, or not a mini-back of Osnick that shoots like extremely straight. Very little horizontal recoil versus on the Bass, it's like all horizontal. So, seems like, One thing I will say, it does have really good bullet velocity for a sub, but I don't feel like it has the necessary attachments to set it up for recoil where you could actually like get an advantage out of that. So last is going to be your M13. Very good gun. Doesn't have like any initial kick to it, so like your first 1 to 3 bullets, they don't just like send your gun flying up. It just stays on target. It does have a good amount of horizontal recoil as well, but it's not nearly as bad. So yeah, I'll say this one could definitely give the M4 a run for its money. Although one thing I will say is the M4 just feels like, it feels more mobile. It definitely has problem with that first shot recoil. Also more visual recoil going on here for sure. Like, that's obviously noticeable. M13 has very little visual recoil. But yeah, I would say it could give the M4 a run for its money. It's not a 74U. It's not an AUG. 7.62 is kind of, you know, it's kind of a unique gun, so I wouldn't compare it to that. But yeah, it could be better than the M4 for Warzone for sure. 6v6, I would say it's up for debate. Just a side note, Vosnik now has an underbarrel. Did not have that before, so it's even better now, which is nice because I don't know why it wouldn't have an underbarrel. And another thing, the MP5 still doesn't have the aim down sight sprint out speed pistol grip, which is actually the best attachment in the game. Like, no matter what gun you're using, you want to be using that. And this is like the only gun that doesn't have it. So yeah, I like the gun, you know. I want it to be good, but it can just never be as good as it could be like that. You have the battle pass here. Yes, this is the battle pass. If anyone wants to crack the Da Vinci Code, feel free. I'm not going to focus on that at all. So you have calling cards now as well, which is a good thing to have. None of your prior progress is going to count, but that's cool. You know, I'm just happy that we have them. Something to grind, I guess. 100%ers might be a little bit upset that prior progress doesn't count, but is what it is. So then you have your stats page, which they did actually add. Thank the Lord himself. So when you go in, it's actually quite well done. You can look at your lifetime stats. You can look at your last 10 stats. My last 10 makes me look a lot better. So I think we'll keep that. Yeah. Well, at 420 score per minute, 420 wins. We're pointing that out. So you can break down weapon classes by kills and see your top weapon per weapon class. You can also look at each individual weapon. You can look at kills, headshot percentage, and KD. I would like to see accuracy instead of headshot percentage or KD, because I feel like that's probably about the most important stat, but I'm not going to complain about that. So on top of that, you can look at your recent matches, your last 10 games, and you can see accuracy here. Okay, that's cool. You can also go to match summary and look at like scoreboards and all that. Wow. That is skill-based matchmaking. 4 people with 10,000 score. I've never seen that. Nothing else is even remotely close to that. That's crazy. We were going off, I guess. You can break down by game mode, and then you can break down each game mode by map. So yeah, as you see, we don't play a whole lot of San Jacinto. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. And yeah, I feel like that's about everything. Yeah, so there might be something new with progression. Nah. Social. Wait, what was the other one I was thinking of? Showcase. Okay, so yeah. Looks like that's everything. So I'm going to leave it there. Just wanted to run over everything as fast as possible, so.